From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a Tropical Weather Update.
All right, it's currently 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm Fred Gossett here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with an update on the weather conditions here with what was once Hurricane Francine. You also see Brian Wilson and Sam Camp in the background staffing the Weather Center with me this afternoon. It's been a windy day across the Tennessee Valley with wind gusts anywhere from 30 to almost 50 miles per hour, in addition to off and on bands of heavy rain that continue across the area, and we have much more to go. We'll switch over to the graphics here, and here's some peak wind gusts across the area today. Now, these are not all the wind reports we have. These are filtered from highest to lowest, so we're not going to catch every single town here, but these are some of the ones that really stood out. Decatur so far today is gusted to 49 miles per hour. Lester, Alabama in Limestone County, 45, also 45 in Athens. Pryor Field, 44 today in Cherokee, Alabama, in the western side of Colbert County, gusting to 40. We'll look at a few more here in Zip City, Alabama, in the northern part of Lauderdale County, 38 miles per hour. Tishomingo, Mississippi, 37. Etheridge, Tennessee, coming in at 35 miles per hour. Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, coming in at 32, and Iuka, Mississippi, at 30 miles per hour. Again, these are just instances of wind gusts that we've seen reported today. This doesn't catch every single wind gust that's happened all day through today. We're going to continue to see these off and on 30 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts, not just tonight, but through at least the first half of Friday as well. Here's live Viper radar across the area. You can see these bands of moderate to heavy rainfall stretching from southern middle Tennessee down through parts of northwest Alabama, and then back closer to the remnant circulation over in the northern parts of Mississippi. We'll zoom in closer here and put it into motion across southern middle Tennessee. Some of the heaviest rain now stretching from near Loretto up through the West Point area and then to just north of Waynesboro, lifting northward toward the Hohenwald area. Scattered light to moderate rain over other parts of Lawrence County, Tennessee, lifting up into portions of Murray County and northern Giles County, Tennessee, and back across Lewis County. Other showers coming up out of northern Tishomingo, western Lauderdale, into parts of Hardin County. We'll slide down, look at northwest Alabama, northeastern areas of Mississippi. You see these feeder bands of moderate to heavy rain. Now, in tropical situations, you don't need the radar colors to be as hot to see heavy rain as you do during normal cold front type situations. So where we see yellow on the map, that's been a heavy downpour today, and anything hotter than that is just downright toad strangler out there. So moderate to heavy rain coming up through North Alabama, northeast Mississippi. These off and on bands will continue through tonight and off and on through our Friday and even our Saturday as well. The rain doesn't really go away as we go through the next couple days as Francine's and remnants gets caught up in an upper level low. We'll talk about that here as we get into the extended here in just a minute. We'll slide down to the south and look at what we have to go. And you can see the stronger thunderstorms are getting organized down to central Alabama. You see some lightning with these. There's actually been a tornado watch issued off to our south from Tuscaloosa County, Jefferson County, near the Birmingham area, down south toward the Montgomery area, central Alabama, under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. We have the threat of a few spin-up tornadoes tonight as well, but the threat's higher down to the south, so I don't think it's high enough here to see a tornado watch over southern middle Tennessee or northwest Alabama. However, that doesn't mean that we won't see a couple of tornado warnings overnight, so we'll certainly have to watch things here. And we'll be staffed in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Before we break everything down in detail, here is the overall summary of what we expect tonight through our Friday from local impacts from Francine's remnants. Flooding is the most significant threat. An area-wide 3 to 5 inches of rain expected across the area, but there will be heavier banding of 4 to 6 inches, if not higher totals than that, across North Alabama and the parts of southern middle Tennessee. We'll continue to see these 30 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts through tonight in the morning hours of Friday, if not the midday. Will not be nonstop. It will be off and on, but these strong wind gusts will continue. Small spin-up tornado threat tonight, and then it may tick up a little higher for the first half of tomorrow as we get a little bit of instability before the wind shear weakens late tomorrow afternoon. So we'll have to be on guard there. And because of the gusty winds and what's starting to get to be wet ground now as the rain continues to fall off and on, and the potential for a tornado or two, scattered power outages across the area may continue tonight and through our Friday as well. We've already seen several power outages across the area off and on through the day. National Weather Service has a flood watch in effect all the way through tonight, through Friday night. It doesn't expire until 7 a.m. Saturday morning across southern Middle Tennessee, North Alabama, North Mississippi for that general 3 to 5 inches of rain area wide, but 4 to 6 inches of rain with higher totals in the heavier band. Certainly possible, if not likely. In addition, there's a wind advisory continuing until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, centered mainly over North Alabama, although we kind of feel it needs to be in place over southern Middle Tennessee as well. And we've already verified wind gusts that would verify a wind advisory already today over southern Middle Tennessee. But the better threat of 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust is over North Alabama, and then 30 to 45 over southern Middle Tennessee. Again, that will continue through tonight and through at least the first half of our Friday. Here's the Futurecast breakdown. Keep in mind, this is just computer model estimation of radar. It's not an exact, but it gives you a decent idea. Bands of moderate to heavy rain continue streaming northward through the evening. Once we get here into the mid to late evening and the heavier storms from central Alabama shift north into the area, that's when we might see a slight tick up in the tornado threat. However, if temperatures stay in the 60s like this, we may not destabilize enough and get enough instability in the atmosphere for that tornado threat to really kick up. We'll be watching that in the overnight, and we'll certainly keep an eye on things, but not a high threat of tornadoes as we head through the overnight hours and the early morning hours of Friday. The bands will continue. There may be a break here and there through the overnight where the rain slacks off from time to time. And then as we head through our Friday morning and the bands intensify, as we start to get up into the 70s through the morning and early afternoon, this may be when the tornado threat kicks up across the area, northwest Alabama into southern Middle Tennessee. Still not a high threat then, but we'll have more instability to work with before the wind shear starts to weaken as we head toward 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. The wind shear is that spin in the atmosphere because of how the winds change direction and increase in speed as you go from the ground up a few thousand feet. You need that for tornado threat. That does start to weaken late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. So that even though you see the heavy rain continuing all the way into Saturday, I think by late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, the tornado threat diminishes across the area, but the heavy rain and flooding threat may continue into a large part of Saturday. The tornado threat for tonight, higher to the south in central Alabama, but 1 or 2 spin-up tornadoes cannot be ruled out tonight over southern Middle Tennessee or North Alabama, so we'll have the Weather Center staffed. Should a tornado warning be issued, we'll be here with live nonstop coverage should that happen. And then tornado threat still on the lower end of things, but it may kick up a little bit higher as we head through the late morning hour, well, the mid-morning hours into the afternoon across North Alabama, Middle Tennessee, before that wind shear finally weakens across the area. 4 to 6 inches of rain between now and Saturday morning across a large part of North Alabama into southern Middle Tennessee. Outside of that, 3 to 5 inches of rain. And in either spot, there could be isolated areas with heavier totals. And that means an elevated threat of flooding and flash flooding. The best potential for wind gusts up to 45 or 50 miles an hour near and south of the Tennessee River in North Alabama tonight through tomorrow morning, because that's where the better instability will be. But isolated 45 possible as far north as Pulaski, Lawrenceburg, Waynesboro, and Savannah tonight through midday Friday, and then isolated up to 40 all the way through southern Middle Tennessee, Lewis, Murray, and Marshall County. So gusty winds to go tonight into our Friday. And then the remnants of Francine don't really go anywhere the next few days. Again, we lose the tornado threat tomorrow night and on after that because the wind shear weakens. However, Francine's remnant low gets absorbed by an upper level low that sits and spins over us over the weekend. So rain and thunderstorms Saturday, rain showers still around for Sunday. Isolated chance of a shower still nearby the area Monday and the Tuesday, even though the threat will be much lower. We don't completely dry out until the middle of next week. So heavy rain, thunder, flash flooding potential, breezing conditions, and a few spin-up tornadoes possible for our Friday. Daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s tomorrow. Off and on rain and thunderstorms at times for Saturday. And then the showers start to become less numerous Sunday and much more isolated Monday and a Tuesday, but we don't have a fully dry day here until Wednesday and Thursday of next week. There's the Luke True latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.